Well, you know, it's very interesting. One way we can wake people up is through a social media revolt. And so I think that part of what's going on, and we actually prophesied this was going to happen we have a group of prophets, the Apostolic Council of Prophetic Elders that we meet with. We invited prophets from 65 nations. In fact, we're November, I think, 15th through 17th or something like that in Dallas. We're doing a big summit to hear the word. But I think just if you would say, you know, there is a generation that is not apathetic. I mean, we've been meeting with these young firebrands that are just, they sound kind of like Old Testament almost, but they're crying out to God. And I've seen thousands of young people on their face. We were just at the Send and Orlando, and I don't know what they have, 40, 50,000, maybe more, crying out for souls. Oh. You know, I mean, it was just like so, Jim, it was so passionate, weeping. I was just in Bogota, Colombia, and I'm digressing a little bit, but Daniel Kalinda of CFAN and Todd White and all these leaders were there and have now formed a global evangelistic association.
Awesome.
And they are filling stadiums.
Wow.
These young kids, I mean, they're filling stadiums. So I believe that we're going to be able to shake, you know, the world. And so they're going to go on social media, and they have millions of followers. You know, and they're gonna shake the earth. You know, if you can't go up the middle in a football game, you go around. And I believe that's what the Holy Spirit is doing. And the ones that are apathetic, God's gonna shake them up.
You know, and one of the things that's difficult, I know is difficult for you, Jim and Lori, is prophets see what other people don't see. And it's very frustrating when you see things so clearly about dangers and warnings and those kinds of things. If you're not careful, you start taking on that burden, you know, and forget that the magnitude of God. You know, I was in church the other day, and I had a vision right during the preaching, which is not, I don't say anything against the pastor, okay? And I heard the voice of the Lord behind me, but in front of me was my enemy, and the voice of the Lord said, "Your enemy's in a really big hurry." And I'm going, that's the Lord, I know that voice. And a moment later, he's closer behind me. "Your enemy's in a really big hurry." I'm thinking, well, why is he telling me this? The next moment, he's in front of me, and all I can see is the glory of God. He's between me and my enemy. And he said, "I told you, your enemy's in a big hurry." And then he sidestepped, and there was no more enemy. And he said, "I told you your enemy's in a big hurry. He's always in a big hurry when he's fleeing in terror."
It's true.
So I think we're in a situation we're going to see God start intervening between us and our enemy.
Wow.
And we know that when the light comes, it dispels darkness.
Yes.
And so it's one thing you can see the things that need to be warned about, and you need to warn about, but also be aware God sees it too. And there are times when God gets so irritated at the enemy for him trying to destroy your intimacy with him, he himself takes action.
Oh.